Hey guys, this is just a real quick video on how to go ahead and graph functions that are piecewise or parts of functions in Desmos, just to help you out and make sense of what they kind of mean. So this first one over here on the left, it says, consider the function b of x equals a 3 over 2x minus 5, where negative 2 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 6. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to make a graph. It says graph the function b of x and make sure that the graph clearly shows the correct domain. And we're going to do that on Desmos. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this first cell and I'm going to type in b of x. Oops. Go ahead and do b of x. Okay. And once you've got that, you'll notice that nothing's going to pop up quite right yet. And I'm going to type in the fraction 3 over 2x minus 5. Oops, 3 over 2 over x minus 5. Okay. What you should start to see is this line that shows up. But if you notice right over here, in this location right there, it tells us, well, all the x values have to be between negative 2 and positive 6. And if you look at this graph over here on the right, well, if I move over, right there, this is 10. I don't want graph to show up after 6, but I've got graph after 6. I can see that some of this graph is going to show up after 10 way up here. So we're going to cut that piece off. In order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a space, and then I'm going to open up a nice squiggly bracket right there. You can find that right above, right near the enter key on your computer. And I'm just going to type in negative 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and come down here, and I need a less than. And you'll notice that less than, which is right there. I'm going to type in x again, another less than. I'm going to put in 6, and then I'm going to close those brackets, which is also shift up near that enter. You'll see that closing. Okay. Once we have that piece, you can see right there, right off to the side, that the graph really only goes from negative 2 right here, right in here, okay? And it goes all the way to positive 6 right there. And there's nothing after and there is nothing before it, okay? Well, then I can go ahead and say, I can come over here and I can answer the rest of the questions. Well, if I want to know b of 2, well, I know that b of 2 is a nice, easy one. I just come over here and I say, well, where is 2? b of 2, that means that x is equal to 2. Sorry, my writing is just a little bit off right now. X is equal to 2. Well, I know that x is equal to 2 is somewhere right around here at that location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into this second cell. I'm going to write, well, let's find b of 2. Okay? And that is negative 2. So I know that b of 2 is b of 2 equals to negative 2. Once I have that, I'm just going to keep rolling this through just a little bit more. It says, well, what is b of 30? Well, the statement tells us right away that x can only go from negative 2 to positive 6, and 30 is where the x position is at. You can see x, b of x, and then b of 30. 30 is where the x is at. And I say, well, this tells me in the red here, that tells me that 30 can't work because it's way above 6. And we know that if we look at the graph, because as we go out and out, the graph disappears. So this would be what we would say is, we could say no solution. We put NA. There's a bunch of different things we can put there, okay? Or more importantly, we can put undefined. That's the one that I'm really looking for, is that undefined. There is no answer there. It is not going to happen. Now, and then I go to b of 4. At this point, you should be able to answer this. You say, well, let's do b of 4. Well, b of 4 is really easy. I look at the graph, I go to b of 4. It looks like I'm b of 4. 4 is the x. I look up, and it looks like it's going to be 1. Right at that location on the y-axis, b of 4, 1. But I can go ahead and plug it in. I can say, okay, well, b of 4. It gives me that answer. B of 4 equals to 1. And I write b of 4 equals to 1. And that's going to give me that piece. As you can tell, just as a hint, or what you should be able to see is this 4 is the x. That is going to be our x answer. And that means that that 1 is our y answer. Hope that it helps out with graphing these things on Desmos.